Hi everyone. In this video, I'll be discussing a competition called the Euro Challenge. I recently competed in this challenge and I really enjoyed it. I'm making this video because I wanted to provide more information and consolidate all this information in one video that is about this competition so more people can participate and learn about this challenge. So let's begin. What is the Euro Challenge competition? The Euro Challenge competition is about Euro area economics. It is important to note that the Euro area is not the same thing as the European Union, also known as the EU. The Euro area is commonly known as the Eurozone. The Eurozone are the countries in the EU which have adopted the euro as their official currency for the country. There are some countries that have joined the European Union but have not adopted the euro, and thus they are not part of the Eurozone. For example, Poland is in the EU, but since it does not use the euro as the official currency for their country, it is not in the euro area. So this competition involves researching economic issues for a specific country in the euro area and proposing solutions to these issues. I'll be talking more about this competition in just a little bit. So over 100 plus high schools across the United States compete in this challenge. This competition is run by the delegation of the European Union to the United States and has a number of partners, including the Moody's Foundation, Federal Reserve Bank, among many others. There is also a cash prize to the top 5 teams. Additionally, the top 2 teams get to present their research and solutions to their respective country's ambassador to the United States on an all-expense paid trip to Washington, D.C. So if you placed in the top 2 and your country was France for this competition, your team will get to present your research and solutions to the French ambassador to the United States. So what is this competition about? In this competition, you will describe the overall economic situation in the euro area using economic indicators. Some examples of economic indicators you may use are gross domestic product, also known as GDP, unemployment, and interest rates. You will choose one specific economic-related challenge from a given list which you will focus on. I'll be talking more about this list in just a few moments. You'll be choosing one of the 19 countries in the euro area for this competition. Some examples of countries in the euro area are France, Germany, and Italy. A quick Google search can provide you with the full list of all the countries that are in the euro area. It is also available on the Euro Challenge website. I provided some links to the website, handbook, scoring rubric, and a lot of other resources in the description, so make sure you check that out. Continuing on, you will also discuss the specific country's economic status and compare the economic status to the rest of the euro area. You will describe some of the challenges this country is facing and recommend policies to address these issues. For example, if you chose the country Greece, you may decide to address that Greece is facing a high unemployment rate. An example of a policy you may develop is to boost the construction industry to help create more jobs to reduce the unemployment rate. As I mentioned earlier, you will choose a specific economic-related challenge for which you will focus on. It is important to note that you can only focus on issues even if it doesn't fall in your topic. But the majority of the solutions should fall under this specific challenge you have chosen. For example, if you chose the demographics and aging population topic, you can still focus on the construction industry. This is the entire list of topics your team will have chosen from. Each bullet point is a different topic or choice that you can choose. You can only choose one of these topics as the topic you will focus on for this competition. You can find more information about these topics in the Euro Challenge handbook, which I have linked below. So now I'll be giving you more specific information about this Euro Challenge competition. It is open to all high school freshmen and sophomores in the US. Unfortunately, juniors and seniors cannot participate in this competition. But I'll be making another video soon about another similar competition where high school juniors and seniors in the US can participate in. So stay tuned for that. So each school can enroll one team, and each team can have 3 to 5 main members. Additionally, each team is allowed 2 alternate members. These alternates are allowed to participate in the research and the formation of your presentation, but they are not allowed to present in the competition. Only the 3 to 5 members that are your main members for your competition can present. However, an alternate member may substitute one of the main members that would be presenting if it is needed. From the list that I have shown earlier of economic-related challenges, you may only choose one topic from this list to focus on. However, the presentation can address as many issues and solutions that you can properly address within the time limit. For example, if you choose the demographics and aging population topic, you may try to address Social Security or pension payouts, discrimination in the workforce, and a slowdown in the GDP growth rate, and devise solutions to all of these issues. Please know that not all of the topics have to deal with the topic chosen. Most of them did. You can try to address as many topics as possible, but remember, there is a firm 15-minute presentation time limit. The judges will cut you off if you exceed this time limit. You are also required to use slides to help support your presentation. Often, this presentation is either a role play or a formal presentation. I provided some links in the description of an example of a role play style presentation and a formal presentation style in the description. And lastly, after the presentation, there will be a 10-minute Q&A for the judges. So this panel will consist of 3 judges, all of which are related to the European Union. For example, one judge may act as the acting representative of the United States to the EU. Another judge could be a lawyer for the European Union. As I mentioned earlier, there is a firm 15-minute presentation that has a very strict time limit. This presentation must be memorized, as you cannot bring a script or notes with you to the presentation. The presentation is also accompanied by slides. These slides can be charts or graphs that relate to economic data, or it could be a summary of the solutions and problems you discussed during your presentation. For example, you may choose to show a graph of the GDP of the euro area when you're discussing this topic during the presentation. So once again, after the presentation, you will have a Q&A with the judges. They will ask around at least 3 to 4 questions. The first 2 of these questions they will ask to every single team that is competing in the competition. These 2 questions will be the same exact question for every team. These questions are typically related to the euro area. An example of a question they may ask is, the euro area has seen high unemployment rates in some areas and low unemployment rates in other areas. What can policymakers do to help reduce the gap between these different areas? So after these 2 questions are over, the judges will ask you other questions, but they will be specific towards your presentation. These questions are typically about the economic data of your country, the issues of your country, and questions about the team solutions that you devised. All of these questions are meant to test your team's knowledge on the information, economics, economic data for the euro area, and your country. They also want to see your team's teamwork and interaction with the judges. The competition is divided into 3 rounds: a preliminary round, a semifinal round, and a final round. The preliminary round is either held virtually or on-site. It depends on your location. You can find information about the location in the Euro Challenge Handbook. This round is typically held in mid to late March. After this round, 25 out of the 100+ teams that competed will advance to the semifinal round of the competition. This is held on-site at the Federal Reserve Bank in New York City. This is typically towards the end of April. Immediately after the semifinal round is complete, on the same day and at the same location, the final round will be held. 5 teams from the 25 teams in the semifinal round will advance to the final round. It is important to note that you must dress appropriately when presenting in all 3 of these rounds. Formal business attire is required for this competition. So you may be wondering how the judges will choose who will advance to the next round. The judges will use a rubric for each team, and the highest grading teams will advance. Each part of the presentation will be graded. Feel free to pause here to read the grading system. So one of the most important things to note here is that the Q&A is worth 20% of the entire grade. The Q&A will be based on the quality and the accuracies of your answers and the ability to defend the solutions that your team devised. 10% will be on the teamwork, which will be seen through substantial participation of all the team members in the Q&A and the presentation. I provided a link to the rubric in the description as well. Finally, why should you compete in the Euro Challenge competition? So this competition will help you develop an understanding of the current economic situation in the Euro area. It would also let you acquire knowledge on the Euro, the impact of the Euro, learn more about countries' economic status, and their financial indicators. This knowledge will help you throughout your life if you wish to pursue a career in business. It would also let you foster presentation, communication, teamwork, and research skills. These skills will be essential throughout your life, no matter what career you decide to pursue in. Lastly, a strong performance in this competition will look great on college admissions applications. This will look extremely good to college admission officers and could help to increase your chances towards getting into your dreams college. So now, what should you do if your school isn't yet participating in this challenge? First, you should gather the necessary materials you will need to be able to discuss this information about this competition. You should also make sure that you are aware and that you communicate that the registration deadline is typically in January. You should try to invite some friends who are interested in competing with you as well. Then, you should reach out to your school's economic or business teacher that you and your classmates are interested in competing in this competition. You can also reach out to your guidance counselor if needed. Finally, and most importantly, you must communicate to your economic or business teacher that this is a great opportunity for everyone and that you and your classmates would love to compete in this challenge. So that will take us to the end of our presentation today. I really hope you enjoyed it and found it informative. You probably still have some questions about the Euro Challenge, and I'll be happy to help with that. In fact, my next video in this series will be about tips and strategies for succeeding in the Euro Challenge. I'll be making a series of videos about the Euro Challenge and other lessons related to economics as well. So make sure to subscribe and like this video to be aware of when the video drops. So thank you, and if you are competing, good luck.